Coming up on the next episode. Good Sunday evening to you all YouTube. It is 6:33 now in the PM. What I have been doing since I got done with the FM radio, which you can see right over here, is to, and you'll notice, I don't know if you can see that, but it's 6:33 at the same time as on the monitor, so it's still keeping good time. I got that wrapped up and got the video up on YouTube for Monday. And so that will be coming up then tomorrow. At the same time, I have been working on this. Let me get my pointy stick. Ye old pointy stick. This device here, as you can see, here is the multimeter, the DMM, mounted on the new bezel or frame, however you want to put that, for the MFP new version. And secondly, there is the one I've done for the DDS signal generator counter and the component tester. So those are both in, and that is all set just fine and dandy. And so I still have two more screws to put in, one here and one here. I just wanted something to tack it up. Now I do have a little of a split here. That's on purpose. I just, when I put this first one in, I didn't have anything to measure it by, and I think if I join it up, together like that, it's going to be running downhill, and I don't want that to happen. So I'm trying to keep this as even as possible. And if I have to have a little bit of a crack here, that's fine. I could actually go back probably and redo this one just a little bit, make it come over that way a little bit more. Not a big deal. This is not pretty stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's basically useful stuff. And so that's how this is going so far. Just kind of trying to do a little bit of that at a time while I was working on the FM radio kit. And want to get that done at the same time. And I have done a pretty good job of that. So that's that. Now, up on the big screen, let's go take a look at that real quick. We can see now that I have items on the way, or ordered from eBay. These are the rest of my wires that I wanted for my wiring, bench wiring. As you can see, as promised, I've ordered a green, a black, a white, and 16 gauge stranded. And these are 100-foot rolls, so I should have plenty now to do whatever I need to do as far as wiring up the electricity on the bench, the power outlets, things like that, and lights and all that stuff. So that's one thing that's coming up for sure. It says Monday, August the 23rd. I believe, I think I checked the tracking. I believe might have been in Seymour the other day, but I'll have to check that again. It might have just now got to Indianapolis. I can't remember, but it was close, whatever the case. So if it should be here Monday, if not before. Now this being Sunday, obviously it's not going to be here today. So I think that's what it was. I think I looked at it yesterday and it had just gotten to Indianapolis that morning, and so it should be here Monday. But those three are on the same, if you notice the tracking number is the same for all of them. They're all coming from the same place. So, alright, on the other thing, let's go up a little bit more. That is the other item I have coming. Now this, I think, if I recall correctly, won't be here till maybe Tuesday or Wednesday. This guy wanted $40 for this radio. It is a Japanese tube radio, twin speaker, AM, FM. I just like the looks of these radios. You can see there's the kind of a look at it there. It's a little dirty, but that can be cleaned. No back, doesn't appear to be, so I can make a back for it, I think. And there, if you look closely, you can see the schematic on that. I've already tried to enhance that a little bit, and I did a fairly good job of it. But once I get the actual radio, I'll be able to take a picture with my phone. It'll be even better. So, anywho, that's that. So again, I offered 20 for it, and he came back with 25, and I ended up taking that. So I said, that's not a bad price considering the low shipping cost. I just hope it arrives in one piece. You know, you kind of take a chance with low shipping costs like that. Sometimes they just don't ship them very well, or they don't pack them very well, I should say. But I always like these Japanese tube radios like this. They're very neat looking, I think. And there are quite a few of this different kind of radio on, if you look up that model number, it comes back to several different manufacturers. Probably all the same, but you know what I'm saying. So, like I said, there you go. There's a good look at that. And I think it'll be a good little radio, I think. So, also, at the same time, now I put offers in on 2 radios. The first one being this one I'm going to show you here next. Alright, this is the other one that I put an offer in. I forget what he wanted for it. I think $26 is all he wanted for it. So I really kind of figured I'd get this, but then he didn't come back at all with it. And in fact, the guy on the other radio that I put a bid in after I did this one, or a offer, came back quicker than this guy did. So like I said, this was actually the next morning, I think, when I got the okay on this one. So I really hadn't expected to buy 2 of them, but I did. As you can see, this is a Monarch Hi-Fi RE-1 or -5-1 radio. This is a real small radio. It doesn't really show up very well in the pictures, but it is. It also has a schematic for it on the bottom there, and yeah, this is just a very small radio. This one's intact with the back and everything, so like I said, that should be a fun little radio to play with. I think this one's for parts or repair, I believe. I don't know, maybe it's the other one's for parts or repair. But anyway, I figured, you know, I can play around with both of these and do something. Anywho, that's what I got coming in. I was trying to see the description. Oh, cracks, no cracks, missing knob, needs plug rewired. Okay, well that's not too bad. Of course, we don't know that it works because obviously the plug's missing. You know, he probably didn't try it out. So, one other item I have put a bid on. I don't know that I'll get it, obviously, but we'll take a look at it. I noticed when I watched Shango 066 today, he was working on a similar radio to this one here. Let's see if I can find it. It's a RCA, basically the same basic time period, I believe. A 4-volt radio, same thing. It had a 3RH number, but the last part was different. So this is very similar to what he was working on, and it seemed to work pretty darn good. Even with a bad IF can, I think the third IF was filter can was bad in it. He had a lot of bad corrosion in there from the bad battery. These took a 4-volt battery. Now that's an oddball, obviously, but you can make up a combination pretty easily to get that taken care of. I was thinking 3 pin lights would work. That's 4.5, but that's not that much more than 4. It would work fine, I do believe. Most of these transistor radios will work with a little under or over voltage. I can't hardly say that. But anyway, that's I don't know that I'm going to get it, but I do have a bid in. I mean, you know, a little higher than what that is. So, and nobody's, you know, bidding a lot on it. In fact, I was the first one to bid on it, and there was 2 days left. So maybe I'll get it, maybe I won't. I don't know. We'll see. It's not a big deal one way or the other. I just seen that radio, and I thought after the way it worked, I thought, you know, that might be a pretty good little radio to play with. So that's what I am going to do. So that's that. Not much else going on. I do have some plans coming up for, let's see if I can find those now. I've lost those too. I think I mentioned this, I ordered some Darlington transistors off of, out of Mauser for the BDST. I want to play around with that a little bit and try those out just to see what the difference is. I told Bob I was doing it, and I said it's not a big deal one way or the other. I just want to see for myself what they actually do as far as work better, work worse, you know, things like that. And I also have a LM386 amplifier module coming, complete with volume control. It's one of these self-standing or, you know, standalone type units where you can just take any kind of input you want into it and go from there. And so that's coming as well. I don't know if there's anything else. I'm trying to think. Can't think anything offhand, but again, those are some of the things I'm working on. I do kind of want to build Don's, his first one that he built, the one that I've got the prototype for. I want to build that on a perf board, and I want to put that in a cabinet type, like basically like a little radio here. Let's get down here so we can see it again. Little FM radio right there. Something about that size. About the size of the BDST. Just I want to play around with it to see what it does, how well it works, doesn't work, whatever, you know. So that's kind of, I'm thinking about doing that as well. I told Bob I really wanted to do a lot more experimenting with the BDST or on similar things, you know, like that. I'd really like to do the Aussie signal tracer that we started working on a long time ago. I never did get that finished. You know me, I have a problem getting things finished after I get them started, or don't even get them started sometimes. So that's just the way it works with me. And so like I said, I was happy to get this done so I could move on to some other stuff. And I'm happy to get that radio done because it was a fun little kit to build. You need a little kit once in a while to change a pace, whatever you want to call it, I think, and kind of get you out of the same old, and you know what I'm saying. Also want to wish Bill well. I know, I think they probably went through the worst of it now. I don't know for sure, but I kind of been watching Henri on the radar and things like that, and they have live updates on it and stuff like that. Doesn't look like it's been really too bad where he lives, but you know, you never can tell for sure. You have a general idea of where he's at and things like that, but you know what I'm saying. It's just I'm hoping it didn't anyway. We'll probably hear from him soon after this is over with. I believe over the weekend it's supposed to be pretty much over with, and it's actually a little bit slower moving than I thought it was going to be. I thought it would go in there a little faster than it did, but I started watching or looking at it yesterday afternoon, and I'm thinking, well, where it was sitting at off the coast, I thought, well, that's going to be in there, you know, inland before you know it, and it didn't hit the inland, I guess, until this morning sometime. So anyway, that's that, I guess. But anyhow, I wish him well. You know, hope that all goes well with him and his family. Everything is okay there, and so that's that. Yeah, this here, as I'd mentioned before, I ground out a little bit of that. I ground out a little bit of that up there, and got that to where it fits that really good. And this should work really good now. It's, you know, you can see it's nice and solid in there. And same with this. This should work well. You know, it does give a little bit, but it's not that bad. And of course this, you know, that works well. So this all should work well, I do believe. And again, next thing I'm going to be working on is, that's what I wanted to say. I'd forgot all about it. This. I know you guys are thinking, what the heck is that? Well, that's the variac for the MFP, for the DC power supply. Now, this one's going to have to, obviously doesn't have this. Now, I could probably make that fit in there some way and drill some more holes in it and make that piece fit on the back of this part here some way if I wanted to. I don't really want to, though. What I want to do is basically build a whole plastic compartment for this. In other words, this will be on the front, obviously. It won't be mounted to the front, but it will be mounted to the back panel that I put in there. And also, that's going to have the power transformer behind it. And I'm going to try to make this all one unit to where I can, you know, this is going to be a nightmare for me to wire unless I do it right. And that's the thing, I've got to do it right. So once I do it right, I can put these modules in one at a time, and I'm going to put a strip behind that you can't see, be behind underneath the shelf there, and that's where everything will plug into, and it can be pulled out and plugged into, and then everything shoved back. So that should work rather well. That's another job for the wiring to do and things like that. So it's the way it's going to go. So again, I'm not in no hurry on this. I just want to play around with it a little bit and do things as I feel like doing them, and that's what I have been doing. And I'm running a little bit of problem with CVS at the moment. They have I put in an order for 2 meds to get refilled, and so far that was one of them's been on. Well, it has been a week. It's been a week now since I ordered one of them, and they haven't filled it yet. And I know it was one that the doctor had to renew, and I have a web portal for the doctor's office, and they've already renewed that. They renewed it the same day it was put in. And I don't know why CVS is doing this, but I think it may have something to do with them trying to sync my scripts. In other words, I think I made enough complaints going up there to get one drug at a time, and then 2 days later go back another time. I said gas is too expensive to do that, so you guys are going to have to try to get this a little bit more in line to where I can make 1 trip or 2 trips maybe a month and get this all done. So maybe that's what the holdup is, I don't know, but the one I did is for my gout, and as you can see, that one doesn't work as good as this one does. I've got I don't know how you can see it, it's swollen, but this one was swollen. Now it's over here on this one. So I've been taking not ibuprofen, but acetaminophen, Tylenol. And so that's helped a lot, with the pain. So anyway, that's good. But yeah, I take that every 3 days. It's something that works every 3 days if you take it that way. It keeps the inflammation from coming back. But then if you miss a dose or 2, and I've missed 2 so far, so that's been 6 days right there, it does start having an effect. So that's what's happened. So I'm going to give it 1 more day. In other words, tomorrow, Monday, I'm going to be calling them up and finding out what is the problem. And, it's not just that med there. I'm out of, I've got, let's see, metformin, I've got, I think, a day and a half left. Glimepiride, which I also take, I'm out of that completely. B12, vitamin B12, I'm out of that completely. There's one or two more. Atorvastatin. I'm out of that as well. So all these things that I don't know what they expect you to do. Just stop taking your pills until they can get their act together. I don't know. That's kind of not a good way of running a business, if you ask me. So I've got a son-in-law who's a manager at CVS, not this CVS, but a manager at a CVS, and I've got a daughter or a granddaughter that's a pharmacy tech. And so you'd think that I should be able to figure out something on what they're trying to do, and I may call them and ask them and find out. But so that's that. Anywho, I think I've said enough. I've shared enough with you all this evening. So I think Bob is going to have some exciting news. I do believe. I think he got something in the. I used to say the mail, but I think it was from Amazon. I don't think it was from the mail. So, because he got that today, and I know the mail don't run today. So, he's got some things going on, and so I'm hoping he will be making more videos and things. And he seemed to indicate that he would be, and so we're all excited for that, I think. So, in the meantime, you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see ya.